Hello everyone, and welcome to another video of D20 in Disguise, your source for expertise on world building, storytelling, and miniature construction. In this video, we'll be exploring the Wraith Globe, my first ever world I've created. Now, this world is kind of my baby. I absolutely love the Wraith Globe, and this is a setting for any campaign, any fantasy campaign. I've written over 50 different articles in this world, ranging from people, to places, to countries, and much more in the Wraith Globe, and I just want to share this with all of you. Now, this is completely free to use for any of you which are looking for a setting for a fantasy RPG campaign, and without further ado, let's get into the video. Welcome to D20 in Disguise. To start us off, let's read the short description I have here, written in the base of the page. The Wraith Globe is a sanctuary of peace within the chaos of Girva, an endless expanse of lava, magma, and monster fortresses. The gods of the Wraith Globe, or lords, are very distant from the world and are almost non-existent at this time. Many demons and devils, or wraiths and specters as they are called in this world, are some of the evil orders within the Wraith Globe. The world is built heavily on history, as a lot has happened in the 1,383 years it has existed. Many nations have fallen and risen, continents have split apart, and terrible monsters of myth and legend have crawled out of the depths. Now, that may be a lot to process for starters, so the best place to start in this world is to explore the world timeline. Everything that has happened throughout the 1,383 years that the Wraith Globe has existed. I'll give you the rundown. Before the Wraith Globe was created, all that existed was Girva, an endless expanse, an endless ocean of lava, magma, and wraith fortresses. But in 0 PG, or PG standing for Partnum Globus, Latin for create globe, Artukos, the lord or god of wraiths and specters, started to become bored of his life ruling over the other lower lords with nothing else to do. He created a sanctuary in the chaos of Girva, as described earlier. He created many beautiful things in this sanctuary, and eventually he got even bored of all of that, and he created the finite races in 156 PG. Now, the finite races were the classic D&D races. Human, elf, dwarf, gnome, halfling, so on and so forth. Now, these were essentially his slaves. He did with them as he pleased. But soon, the lower lords, which were onlookers at Artukos' greedy lifestyle, sought to fight against him, to free themselves and the finite races from his grasp. In 159, the Lord's Rebellion, the fruits of this rebellious thinking, started and continued until 174 PG. In 174 PG, Artukos had been slain by Vibus, the Lord of Angels, and he became the new High Lord. He freed the finite races, and he named Artukos' sanctuary the Wraith Globe, so that the finite races would never forget Lord's Rebellion or the slaying of Artukos. The finite races were united, and there started the era Tempus Explorandum, or the era of expansion. In the era of expansion, the great nation of Oberon, a collaboration between all of the finite races, was born, and the first city, Ansulf, was created in 179 PG. The finite races continued to explore the boundaries of the Wraith Globe, and soon all of the main continent had been discovered. However, Oberon collapsed in 340 PG due to political destabilization. And after nearly 20 years of war between the four new factions, Aljos, Ukrua, Kazan, and Lorkay, the Lord saw the chaos the finite races were ensuing on each other and split the main continent into pieces, breaking the conflict and forcing the finite races to bond together once more. However, this splitting of the continent caused an evil being, 7 evil beings to be specific, to crawl out of the depths of the earth. These were the 7 giant spider queens, and within 3 weeks, Lorkay had fallen to their grasp. The War of the Spider Queens lasted until 383 PG, when mages with supernatural powers were discovered, and the Order of Wizardry was formed to combat the Spider Queens. The Order split off from Aljos and soon formed its own nation. Now, there were a few other countries, specifically the pieces of land which broke off from the main continent, formed some countries, including Valhaladir, the Split Nation, which its name is unknown, and Signar, the only living remnants of Lorkay's peoples. In 604 PG, dragons woke up from the elemental plane, a plane of existence unique to the Wraith Globe. The Dragonborn were rebuked, and the finite races lived through nearly 130 years of struggling against the dragon kind. But soon, the dragons disappeared suddenly and without cause, and the finite races were saved once again. In 735 PG, the outer continents were discovered by the peoples of the inner continents, and a union was formed in the Treaty of Koldos, which states 500 years of peace will come from this. Shortly after that, the Underdark was discovered, and the 1,000-year anniversary of the Wraith Globe was celebrated by all the peoples of the Wraith Globe together. So, that about sums up the entire history of the Wraith Globe so far. What about the world itself? What about the different countries? Well, to give you a quick preview of that, I'll be giving you a crash course into each of the different countries. Kazan is a desert nation of the world, mostly populated by half-orcs, and sworn enemies with Aljos. Aljos is a, quote, peaceful and diplomatic country, but secretly has some dark wants. The Order of Wizardry is a splinter from Aljos and the residence of the majority of mages. Necrotis is also a splinter from Aljos and the origin of necromancy. Ukrua is the original Dwarven nation, and a coastal one at that. Karevia is the nation of the Dragonborn, and their secret sanctuary. Few come here except for Dragonborn. Istrin and Astrin are the remnants of the Split Nation, which was physically split in two. Signar is the Halfling nation, and agriculturally very significant. Ormir, Bontir, and Redarius are the 3 political remnants of the nation of Valhaladir, which originally split off from Ukrua. And there you have it, a quick preview of what the Wraith Globe has to offer. Now, this isn't all that's in the Wraith Globe. As I said, there are over 50 articles on different people, places, countries, and much, much more in the world and in campaigns I've been designing for the Wraith Globe. I would be much appreciative if you were to check out this page and explore the world a little bit yourself. The link will be in the description. Thank you all for watching, keep on creating, and I will see you in the next video.